ऐसे नहीं पूछना कि भैया भैया और ये सर कैसे हैं, ये सर कैसे हैं, ऐसे नहीं पूछना, क्योंकि ऐसे होता है तो आपके मन में रह जाता है कि नहीं ये चीज़ होता है, नहीं ये सर ऐसे ही पढ़ाते हैं, ऐसे नहीं। जो मैं लूज किया हूँ आप लोग वो चीज़ लूज मत कीजिए। तीसरा चीज़, जो बाहर स्टेट से आए हैं, क्योंकि मैं भी बाहर स्टेट से आया हूँ, तो बाहर स्टेट से जो आए हैं उनके लिए कि इंडिया का यही खूबसूरती है कि आप यूनिटी इन डाइवर्सिटी। तो आप जो सोचते हैं कि इनका कल्चर, आप ये ना बोलिए कि यहाँ पर लिट्टी मिलता है, यहाँ पर आलू का पराठा मिलता है, यहाँ पर सत्तू मिलता है, ये जो कंप्लेनिंग नेचर ये मत रखिए, क्योंकि यहाँ पर एडजस्ट हो जाएंगे तो 2 साल कैसे गुजर जाएगा आपको पता नहीं चलेगा। यदि आप ये चीज़ कंप्लेन करते रहेंगे कि यहाँ ऐसे, हमारे वहाँ ऐसे मिलता था, यहाँ पर ऐसा है लेकिन यहाँ पर ऐसा मिलता है, ऐसे यदि बढ़ते जाओगे तो आपका 2 साल बहुत, मतलब 2 साल खुशी से जाने के बदले बहुत दुख से जाएगा। और एक चीज़ है कि आप यहाँ सोच रहे हैं कि हम ट्रांजिट कैंपस में हैं, यहाँ पर बहुत दिक्कत है, ऐसा नहीं है। लायन अभी कब के रूप में है, शिव भी आज कब है, लायन के बच्चा के रूप में है। कल जब वो गया में जाएगा वो लायन ही बनेगा, इसलिए आप प्राउड कीजिए कि आप लायन हैं और बहुत अच्छा देखा। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
This moment is indeed memorable because I can recall this voice when he had spoken for the first time in the orientation. Do you remember that? I do remember. Anyway, now I see you a truly changed personality for all confidence and success. Well, all this process which makes a cub to grow in a lion. Now we have one very motivating guidance, light, ray, captain of the ship, master to all, and whatever may you title as, is one and the only person, our very, very honorable and respected Vice Chancellor, sir. We all see his dedication and action and we feel activated all the more. Sometimes we feel slackened. So nothing less and nothing more. Now I invite our honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, to guide you, motivate you with his blessed words.
Thank you very much, Beauty. Distinguished faculty members, distinguished officers of the university, headed by Professor Nehal and Finance Officer Sri V.K. Pandey, very distinguished technical staff, support staff, and dearest students for all of us. All of us are here to provide required facilities to you.
लेटवा बढ़ा देते तो यहीं से बढ़ा देते ये अपने हिसाब से कीजिए खुश रहिए खोलो
Good morning and a warm welcome to all our respective audience, guest of honor and every one of the faculty members present here. I may start with a little thought which I just had it early in the morning today related to the orientation. I feel to ignite minds we need to drive minds. To drive minds we need to motivate minds. And to motivate minds we need to orient minds. So every one of us present here, to keep the tradition of motivation and orientation alive and relevant forever, we live it all afresh today. Good morning and a warm welcome to all the members and participants here. I take it as my God bestowed honor to invite our Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir, Professor Janak Pandit, to please kindly have his honorable seat on the dais, please. Keeping the tradition alive again, I request our Honorable Registrar Sir, Professor M. Nihal, to kindly grace the dais by his presence. In continuation, I request Professor Bhaskar Majumdar, Faculty, Center for Development Studies, to kindly grace the occasion, sir. Thank you so much. Faculty members and all our blooming buds and the scholars sitting here, Central University of Bihar has completed 4 years of steady expansion of its academic programs. Today, our garden of academic fragrance feels graciously pleasant to have more buds blooming with new fervor, dreams, desires for trodden and untrodden destinations and success. Extending my warm welcome to all our budding scholars, we begin with our orientation program 2013. First and foremost, I request our epitome of guidance and care, our Honorable Registrar, Professor M. Nihal, who will brief all of us about the aspects of the structural pattern of the institution along with his welcome speech. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Beauty. It is indeed my privilege to extend a very hearty welcome on this day, the orientation day of this university, 2013. Every year, this day, we look forward to. It is very evident that the university's existence gets meaning only with the arrival of the students. We have recently completed the admission process, which has started with
CUCET, and we had 2 more rounds of admission processes. I understand that the students coming from various parts of the state, Bihar, as well as coming from outside Bihar, while joining this university, they come with their dreams, with their aspirations, expectations. This university, Central University of Bihar, which has just entered into its 5th year of existence, which is still running from a rented house, has certain constraints, but still we have been trying our best to develop and offer the facilities for which a central university should exist. A university, as we all know, it is almost like a cauldron, where when the students come join, they come along with their cultures, their language, different mindset, even language, and whatnot. Spending time, that is the period of their program for which they join, when they come out of this place, they become product. And the product which actually reflects, represents the university culture. That is how we call them our ambassadors. They go out into the society, to every corner of the country, even outside country, and represent, and they contribute. A university is established with a purpose. The purpose which begins with teaching and research, but naturally it magnifies, amplifies once the product goes out into the society. So the orientation day becomes the foundation day in one way, when actually we begin our journey. That is academic journey. It was established way back in 2009 with one master program, that is development studies. In successive years, there were additions of certain other master programs, and this year we have also launched 4 integrated UG programs. They are BA, B.Ed, BSc, B.Ed. These are 4 years, 8 semesters, and also we have BA LLB honors as well as BSc LLB honors. They are 5 years, 10 semester programs. The Central University of Bihar was established by an act of parliament along with 15 more central universities. Central universities were established in all those states which did not have earlier any other central university. We have today altogether 16 master programs and 4 integrated UG programs. May I have the first slide? Anyway, the Central University Authorities structure, as is known, that the President of India is the visitor. The Honorable Speaker of the Lok Sabha, Shrimati Meera Kumar, is the Chancellor. Professor Janak Pandey is the Founder Vice Chancellor. Myself, M. Nihal, Registrar. Next one. These are the year-wise master's program which were added. Next one. Next one. Altogether in the university we have 14 schools approved by the visitor. The blue color, which are the active schools: School of Mathematics, Statistics and Computer Science, School of Earth, Biological and Environmental Sciences, School of Social Sciences and Policy, School of Human Sciences, School of Human Sciences, School of Media, Arts and Aesthetics, School of Education, School of Law and Governance. These are the schools which are already active. The other one which are yet to be activated. In the school, we have departments and centers. The difference between department and center is not exactly in a way they are spelled out. To make a kind of understanding, if a program that is being offered there is very subject specific, we may call it department, we call it department. Otherwise, if it is multidisciplinary, for the sake of convenience, we call it center. So under various schools, we have got various centers and departments. Next one. So this is Department of Computer Science under the School of Math, Stat and Computer Science, where we have the names of the faculty available here. Dr. R. Rajesh is Associate Professor, and those the Assistant Professors, Mrs. Smita Roy, Mr. Nemi Chandra Rathore, Dr. Prabhat Ranjan, Mr. Jainath Yadav, Mr. Taro Pramanik, Mr. Rajeshwar Puran. Next one. In the Department of Mathematics, we have got Assistant Professors Dr. Rajesh Pratap Singh, Dr. Vivek Kumar Jain, Dr. Jitendra Singh, Dr. Roshan Kumar, Mr. Shubh Narayan Singh, Dr. Pankaj Mishra. In the Department of Statistics, we have Assistant Professors Dr. Amit Kumar Mishra, Dr. Richa Bats. This department, we have started this year 4 years integrated BSc B.Ed as well as BSc LLB honors. So there is a subject physics as well. So we have just appointed people. So Assistant Professor there, Dr. Akhilanand Kumar. Next one. In the chemistry, the same way, Assistant Professor Dr. Amya Priyam and Dr. Girish Chandra. Next one. The School of Earth Biological and Environmental Sciences. It has got 2 centers, Center for Biological Sciences as well as Center for Environmental Sciences. Center for Biological Sciences is running 3 master programs. One is biotechnology, where we have as Associate Professor Dr. Rizwanul Haq, as Assistant Professor Dr. Nitish Kumar, Dr. Krishna Prakash, Dr. Javed Ahsan and Dr. Antresh Kumar. The second master program under the same center, Bioinformatics, has Assistant Professor Mr. Krishna Kumar Ojha, Dr. Durg Vijay Singh, Dr. Vijay Kumar Singh, Mr. Anil Kumar. The third master program, Life Science, Assistant Professors Mr. Dr. Manoj Panchal, Dr. Gautam Kumar, Mrs. Amrita Shrivastava, Dr. Mrs. Tara Kashyap, Dr. Mandavi Kumari, and Mr. Amit Ranjan. In the Center for Environmental Sciences, we have 2 associate professors, Dr. Ram Kumar, Dr. Pradhan Parthasarathy. As assistant professor, we have Dr. Rajesh Kumar Ranjan, Dr. Namita Rani Das, Dr. Prashant, Dr. Ningombam Linthuim Gambi Devi. Next, Center for Development Studies, we have Professor Bhaskar Majumdar and assistant professors Ms. Anju Helen Bara, Mr. Aditya Mohanty, Dr. Firdaus Fatima Rizvi. In Economic Studies and Policies, we have Professor Sunil Ray, as assistant professor Mr. Atish Kumar Raj, Dr. Vimal Kumar Kishore Shahu, Dr. Avod Kumar. In Sociological Studies, we have assistant professors Mr. Jitendra Rao and Dr. Harish Narayan Pandey. In Political Studies, Associate Professor Dr. Alok Kumar Gupta, and as assistant professors Dr. Sumit Kumar Pathak, Dr. Abhay Kumar, Dr. Pranav Kumar, Dr. Prashant Kumar. In Psychological Sciences, offering, that is Psychology, Masters, assistant professors are Dr. Narsingh Kumar, Dr. Mangalesh Kumar Mangalam, Ms. Das Ambika Bharti, and Dr. Saurabh Maheshwari. Center for Mass Communication and Media, we have Assistant Professor Dr. Kinshuk Pathak, Ms. Diksha Chamola, Mr. Sujit Kumar. School of Languages and Literature have got two centers. One is CFL, Foreign Languages, where we are offering Masters in English. The other one is Indian Languages, where we are offering Hindi as well as Urdu. We have here in English Assistant Professor Mr. Suresh Kurapati, Miss Beauty Yadav, Mr. Ashish Kumar Pathak, Mr. Devdatya Bhattacharya, Miss Richa. In Hindi, we have Associate Professor Dr. Kamalanand Jha. As Assistant Professors, we have Dr. Yogesh Pratap Shekhar, Dr. Karmanand Arya, Mr. Anuj Lugun, Mr. Shanti Bhushan. This year that we have started education program, in the Center for Education, we have Associate Professor Dr. Kaushal Kishore. As Assistant Professors, we have Dr. Rinki and Dr. Meetanjali Sahu. School of Law and Governance offering two programs, BA LLB Honours and BSc LLB Honours. It has Assistant Professors Dr. Pradeep Kumar Das and Mr. Sanjay Kumar Chaudhary. These are the officers. Mr. Vinod Kumar Pandey as the first finance officer, Mrs. Rashmi Tripathi as the deputy registrar, Dr. Samir Kumar Jalal, deputy librarian, Mr. Sanjeev Kumar Sani, assistant librarian, Mr. Vipul Kumar Srivastav as assistant registrar, Mr. Kumar Kaushal, another assistant registrar, Mr. Pratish Kumar Das as Hindi officer. So these are the certain salient features of the university that I talked about the structure and officers and faculty and the departments and centers and programs as well. Dear students, as I stated in the beginning itself that this university being new, it is just 5th year that is entering, and the departments and the programs, we are yet to fill up various faculty positions, especially the senior positions. And right now we are running from the rented building. So there is a space constraint, certainly. But as you will discover with days passing, that we have tried our best and we have a best battery of faculty colleagues here, and you take it granted for that your future is quite safe and protected in their hand. And once you come out of this place, you become a product to reckon with and to really to contribute in the building of the nation. Thank you very much.
So certainly what matters is contributing your share of building the nation. As Sir said that we need guidance and enlightening words from our seniors who are our faculty members, and also our senior voices who always keep guiding us through their experiences. So continuing that tradition, I now invite Professor Bhaskar Majumdar, Professor, Center for Development Studies, to enlighten the gathering and our new budding talents with his experienced words.
Thank you, Beauty. Honorable Vice Chancellor, my colleague Professor Nehal, also Registrar, my colleagues in the teaching staff, my friends in the support staff, and my dear students. Generally, what I believe in is free interaction among people, call them by any name, students, teachers, or whoever he is and wherever he or she is. But since it is a kind of institutionalized, structured kind of something to be said in this hall, so I think I should share with you, subject to your further thinking and coming back to me over whatever mode you think proper, by phone or email or oral face-to-face discussion on whatever I am going to say. There are two parts of it as I understand. One is what education is not, but then it is an infinite sequence what it is not. So first let me try to think about what it is, what education is. Now to my mind it is I mean, if I follow Vivekananda and quote him, then it is manifestation of the perfection or the consciousness that the individual has inside him or her. Only what you need is some kind of mechanism by which that consciousness or that perfection comes out over time. So what I think, I mean, if I don't quote Vivekananda, then it is kind of confluence of knowledge from multiple corners. And in the institutionalized system, I'm not going into history, pre-colonial, post-colonial, etc. But if I am allowed to think in a universal frame, then it is like a symbiotic relationship between the teachers and the students. And let me tell you, it is very difficult to be a teacher because I don't think it is to be considered as some kind of paid in terms of money, paid job. I mean, it is virtually 24-hour job. The teacher thinks almost 24 hours about how best to teach or how best to interact the next day when the first day is done. Now, if you again allow me to quote the Mahajans, the pathfinders in history, Mahajan, not moneylender, but the great people who showed us the path to carry the society forward or to change the society in the direction which they thought proper during their time. But then we may think in a new way also, subject to the historical conditions and circumstances changing over time. Now, following Kautilya, for example, 2000 years back, he talked about this Viddattancha Nivattancha Naivatulla Kadachan Sadashe Pujyate Raja Viddan Sarvatra Pujyate. That was kind of universal thinking in education, though his book is on public administration, Arthashastra. If you allow me to quote Rabindranath Tagore, he thought about what we call globalization today, and he talked about India, but in the global context, in Bengali, Ei Bharater Mahamanaber Sagar Tire. So that is the kind of which can be translated into English or Hindi. Again, if you allow me to quote, say, Buddha, Anapana, that means detoxification. You breathe by one side of the nose and breathe out, breathe in and breathe out. So that detoxification means you go for scientific knowledge and scientific outlook in acquiring knowledge. And that that brings us to the modern paradigm and modern time when we talk about Gandhi, Nehru, or Subhash Bose, Ambedkar, and all these people, and all they had, the people at the bottommost layer and level, all they had that in mind. The trajectory might be different. I mean, one following the path of industrialization and making people disciplined and making people human resources like Nehru. One could be in favor of local village industries like Mahatma Gandhi. I mean, history provided space for one, history did not provide space for the other. But then we are not going to hypothesize that what could have been had we not gone for heavy industrialization and had we gone for small cottage village industries along Gandhian line. But that is again subject to discussion by teachers, by students, and not only in the classroom but also outside. We talk about also education in terms of development and development. When I ask the students, they talk, many things. So students are to be allowed to share their ideas. Some say it is development of the individual. The question remains how. Or the answer comes, it is social development. The question remains how. So my first proposition is in the classroom, question everything. It has to be a free environment. And there again, Rabindranath Tagore comes, where the mind is free from fear and the head is held high. Only then education can be acquired in a bilateral frame. It is not that as a teacher only I teach and give them something. Also I get, and perhaps I get more from the students if the students are allowed to participate in a free environment. So my basic idea is let there be no prefixed notion, and educational institutions are not prisons. Here students are free, subject to institutional discipline that is best left to the administration to ponder over how best. But then that is the thing. Also historically, if you ask me what went wrong during last 65 years, and I think many things went wrong. but then again that is subject to discussion. Is there dearth of dedicated teachers? Are the teachers for salary only? I started at 790 rupees in August, 1st August 1978. But then it was not money as the prime mover. We need to ponder over, I mean, how best can I become a teacher to accommodate the students, maybe in an institutionalized, disciplined frame, unlike Shantiniketan or previously in India, Guru Griho or something like that. But then we need to think again and again in a free environment how best we can carry forward the goals of education. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. We best understand it as how do we carry forward with the goals of education in the real sense of the term. My features of the academic program. Salient features of academic program have these options here: semester system, choice-based credit system, continuous evaluation system, internship, attendance, regulation for teaching and evaluation, and course evaluation. I apologize to the audience. There is a slight change which I was certainly a little unaware of. These particular features will be detailed to you by Professor Alok Gupta. He happens to be professor in charge, Gaya branch, and you will be also delighted to know that CUB has its far extension and boundaries. We here work in Patna campus as well, and we have another campus which is Gaya. So CUB is indeed expanding. Now I welcome Professor Alok Sir here to kindly take the stage.
Good morning, Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Janak Pandey, respected Registrar Professor Nehal, respected Professor Mazumdar, my esteemed colleagues at CUB Patna and CUB Gaya. Last but most important, the newly admitted postgraduate students of this university. Just now we had a very short, brief and enlightening speech by Professor Mazumdar, where he was referring to what is education. That is manifestation of the perfection within us. It reminded me of something that I read when I was reading Socrates, that nobody would be a teacher. It is a misnomer to call ourselves a teacher. A teacher is always a student. A teacher is a student in perpetuity. At max, we can call ourselves the master learners when we are interacting with the students in the class. So together, the students and the teacher, when they have a contact within the classroom environment, within the class when they interact, teacher plays the role of a midwife who helps deliver the knowledge which is already impregnated here in the hard desk. So, taking cue from there, I would like to emphasize that university, which is a temple of learning, where learning happens, though all other things are important, very important, but it is the academic program for what we are all here. Now, so far as the salient features of the academic program at CUB is concerned, you can see These are the salient features. Semester system. We follow a semester system where we have 2 semesters per year, and postgraduate program is divided into 4 semesters which consist of 2 years. And these semester programs are usually supposed to be of 16 weeks per semester, where we have certain credit points according to which the classes are devised in different subjects. The second one is about the choice-based credit system. Now, here I would like to give a brief idea about what is credit system. Generally, a credit system is defined in terms of class hour devoted to each credit in a particular course. Here in CUB academic system, one credit means that a subject has to have 10 class hours per semester, which means if one course is of 1 credit, then in that course, over a semester, there shall be 10 classes. So if a course is of 2 credit, it means 20 contact hours or 20 class hours. If it is of 4 credit, during the semester, there shall be 40 contact hours or 40 class hours. So this is what is the brief meaning of credit system. Usually we have 2 to 4 or 5 credit system. 5 credits allocated to different subjects across different courses or different programs of study. Choice-based credit system is something which is followed in different courses in terms of elective baskets. In certain courses, in certain semesters, you have a long list of elective baskets where a student, depending upon how he or she wants to groom his future career, can decide about which all courses one can have in that particular program of study. So that is why it is called as choice-based credit system. And this could be intra and inter-school centers, departments, which means both, horizontally you can choose a credit course or a course of particular credit which is defined by your department from a different school, from a different department as well, which must relate to the program of study that you are following. Then the most important thing is evaluation in a particular course. Let me tell you that many of you may have come from a system where you had final year examination or say annual examination at the end of 1 year, or maybe an examination, a final examination at the end of a semester. Here the things are totally different. It requires complete devotion, dedication and involvement of students because we have a continuous assessment system. Now this continuous evaluation or assessment system means that the assessment is carried out throughout the semester. Once you start attending the classes, sometimes you have announced tests, sometimes you have unannounced tests, so you never know when the teacher would walk into your class and conduct or administer a test. It means you cannot afford to miss classes on any day. The next part, which relates to attendance, where I will emphasize how important is attendance for a program of study where you have continuous evaluation system. Now in continuous evaluation system, 50% of your evaluation is over by the time you reach for your end term examination. So the continuous evaluation system is divided into 2 parts. One is The continuous evaluation, and the second is enter. The continuous evaluation system, again, you have continuous assessment and midterm examination. In continuous assessment, you have 35% marks allotted to it, which includes tests, term paper, quizzes, class participation, and maybe some other modes as well, depending upon the requirement of a particular subject in a particular course or in a particular program of study. So teacher is sovereign to that extent that a teacher may devise a mode of conducting a test or assessing your learning in that particular subject or course, but obviously in consultation and discussion with the department or the center which he or she belongs to. Then we have midterm examination, which is of 15 marks. So see, 35 marks plus 15 marks, that is 50 marks is over by the time you are entitled to write or you move to write your end term examination, which means that throughout the semester you are engaged, you are involved into your program of study. You cannot afford to miss classes. As I told you that there could be snap test or surprise test as well. Now, if 50% marks is devoted to continuous assessment system, and later on you will get to see that the minimum pass percentage is 40, which means to clear a subject, to pass in a subject, you require a minimum of 40 marks, which means if you depend solely on end term examination, it would be next to impossible to get 40% out of 50. I mean 40 marks out of 50 and clear that subject. So somewhere you have to be very serious about your continuous assessment. You cannot afford to damage your continuous assessment. If you damage your continuous assessment, your overall assessment is damaged and you end up to lose substantially in terms of marks in that particular subject, which may lead to failure. Then the other very, very important aspect of continuous assessment system is that it is completely transparent. It is not that the question is set by somebody else, maybe outside the university. Rather, the teacher who is administering the course, the subject, is the best judge, and it is the teacher who frames the question, administers the test, evaluates your answer sheets, as well as discusses the evaluated answer sheets with you by showing it to you. So it is completely transparent. You have all rights to approach your teacher, have a look at your paper and discuss the evaluation as well as where you have lost, where you need to work more. So it is a completely transparent system, and you have all rights to approach the teacher and discuss your paper. The next is about attendance. As a rule, in master's program, which is of 2 academic years, you have to have 75% attendance overall in a semester to be eligible for writing the end term examination. And though I am new to this university, but I have been told by Honorable Vice Chancellor Registrar Sahab that there have been number of instances where students have been debarred from writing the end term examination on account of falling short of attendance. So beware, right in the beginning, you have 2 advantages. One is that if you keep attending the classes, you will not fall into that kind of a situation where you will be debarred from writing your end term examination. The second advantage is that if you are very regular in the class, you are engaged with the course, with the subject, then nobody can fail you. This is also my experience in this kind of a system, that students who are on the top, who are above 80%, are always having or were always having more than 90 to 95% of attendance in those subjects. So be very clear about it, that you stand to gain by all means in all ways if you attend all the classes in different subjects that you have in your program of study in a particular semester, rather in all semesters. So attendance is very, very important, and you also have marks related to attendance. The 35% marks that I identified, which was identified rather here for continuous assessment, out of that 5% is meant for your attendance as well as class participation. How interactive you are in the class. How do you take the course? Are you only a salient recipient, or you are also an active participant? So the 5% marks would depend upon that. And the third advantage which is identified here is that it inculcates regular habit of study. So if you are attending the classes, it is not only that you are thorough with the course and you are following whatever is happening in the class, rather it also inculcates regular habit of study. It ingrains you, it inculcates in you a habit of reading, because you will always try to keep yourself abreast with whatever is happening in the class, as well as you will always try to, I have seen that some of the students, they are ahead of the class. They try to plan what is going to happen next day in the class, and they prepare themselves accordingly. So that also, builds a teacher or keeps the teacher on toe that I have students who are going to raise questions in the class. Regulation for teaching and evaluation. Next. Next. This I have already explained. This is about the question paper of the end semester examination. It may comprise of long, short and objective type covering the syllabus. The duration of the midterm and the end term examination will be 1 and 2.5 hours respectively. Then we have course advisory committee. All the teachers who are administering the different courses in a particular semester constitutes course advisory committee, and they have their regular meeting during the course of the semester to avoid any kind of overlapping in terms of their deliveries in the class, as well as to find out, they discuss, they deliberate as to what all each of them are doing in their class. So this is regarding the course advisory committee. You can see it's written that they also design detailed syllabus of the courses, examination, evaluation system. Together they also moderate the question paper of maybe continuous assessment as well as midterm examination, and also for end term examination. Then we have board of examiners, which is a new experiment over here, in which in other universities you may have come across a controller's examination office which is involved into the task of collecting question papers from all over the world and then administering the tests, then doing the evaluation, getting the evaluation done. Here it is a completely different system, which a glimpse of which you had when I was explaining the continuous evaluation system. The second aspect of which is the board of examiners, which consists of 2 external and 1 internal examiners. And at the end semester exam, this BOE goes through the entire process of evaluation, which means there is some kind of monitoring, so that if a student has any kind of grievance, it can be taken care of by the board of examiners. Sometimes maybe the teacher is, if the teacher is liberal, the board of examiners moderates the results also. So the Board of Examiners is a kind of monitoring body which evaluates the evaluation system in its different aspect. Then we have the grading system. You can see it's a 10-point scale which starts with 4 and ends at 10. The lowest is less than 40% marks when you have 0 grade and you stand fail. So far as the promotion to the next semester is concerned, a student shall be declared pass if the student clears 50% of the total number of courses which is there in that particular semester. For rest of the 50%, if you fail, so for example, if there are 6 courses, you have to pass in at least 3 courses. If you fail in more than 3, you stand to lose, you stand demoted. If you pass in 3 and you fail in 3, you are entitled to write 2 repeat examinations, and by all means you will have to clear those papers in those 2 repeat examinations which are organized during the course of the next semester, and only then you shall be declared promoted to the next higher semester. So far as the grade point is concerned, in semester system, one semester results is calculated in terms of grade points average. You can see here, and then you have CGPA, that is cumulative grade points average. The GPAs are added up as you proceed with the semester, and say at the end of 2 semesters, you can see what is your cumulative grade point average, which includes the marks or the grades of first semester as well as the second semester. So subsequently, over the 4 semesters, you can see what is your CGPA, and CGPA is calculated in terms of your grade in a particular subject multiplied by the credits allotted to that particular subjects, and then it is divided by the total number of credits. So that's how the GPA is calculated. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. That was indeed for students to feel a little, more familiar about the structure of our university. Okay, proceeding ahead with the schedule. Now we have academic facilities along with provisions related to central library facilities briefed to the audience by Dr. Samir Kumar Jalal, Deputy Librarian, Central University of Bihar.